Throughout our history, humans have looked towards the stars for answers to questions such as, who are we? How did we get here? And are we alone? This sense of wonder is engraved in our brains as children and remains there throughout adulthood. Thankfully, some of these children grow up to be scientists and engineers and astronauts, allowing us to know more about what's beyond our Earth. Hi, I'm Huey, and today we're going to be talking about the Voyager mission. The Voyager's mission. Voyager's missions? There was 2 spacecraft. They extended the mission. The Voyager mission! The Voyager spacecraft launched from Cape Canaveral in 1977. And as if figuring out how to try to say it wasn't weird enough, Voyager 2 launched first on August 20th, and Voyager 1 launched second on September 5th. The Voyager mission objective was to explore Jupiter and Saturn. However, after making some amazing discoveries upon the completion of the first objective, the decision was made to extend the mission. Now, the timing of this mission was perfect. First off, we had already sent people to orbit space around the Earth, and then we sent other people to land on the Moon. So the natural next step was to send robots to go even further into space than humans could go. Secondly, it utilized a once in 176-year phenomenon where all the planets not only line up, but are close to Earth. See, traveling to distant planets like that can't just happen in a snap. To be able to travel to places like Jupiter and Saturn would take years and be far too long for a human to want to go. Now, these spacecrafts carried a wide variety of instruments with them. Along with communication devices, they both had a wide and narrow camera on them. They also had a magnetometer on them to measure magnetic fields, an infrared interferometer, spectrometer, and radiometer to measure temperature and different types of elements within planetary atmospheres, and an ultraviolet spectrometer to help determine elements and compound types within planetary atmospheres. And if that wasn't cool enough, they also each carried a gold record which contained sounds of our Earth and coordinates to our solar system. Now, Voyager 1 was the first spacecraft to make it to Jupiter, and it did so in March of 1979. And when it did, it made some amazing discoveries, such as 2 new moons and active volcanoes on the moon Io. It also discovered that not only did Jupiter have lightning, that its big red spot was actually a cyclone-like storm. Then, in July of 1979, Voyager 2 made its approach to Jupiter. There, it captured images of Jupiter's ring system and also discovered a 3rd new moon. It also discovered evidence of a liquid ocean under the ice on the moon Europa, and saw that active volcanoes when Voyager 1 went by were still active months later. Then, it was on to Saturn. Here, in November of 1980, Voyager 1 made some amazing discoveries and observations of Saturn's rings, including the confirmation of the theory that there are shepherding moons surrounding the narrow rings to keep the materials in line. The biggest discovery, however, was on Saturn's moon Titan, which had an almost Earth-like atmosphere, the first of its kind to be discovered beyond our planet, as well as evidence that there may be seas of liquid methane on the surface of Titan. Then, it was Voyager 2's turn in August of 1981. Now, Voyager 2's observations revolved mostly around its moons. Most notably was the presence of old and young terrain on the moon Enceladus, suggesting that it may still be geologically active. Now, after this main objective was complete, the decision was made to extend the mission. Voyager 1 was sent upward out of the plane of the planets to head out of our solar system. And Voyager 2 was sent on to explore Uranus and Neptune. And in January of 1986, Voyager 2 made its approach to Uranus, giving us our first up-close images of the planet. Here it discovers 11 new moons. It was also able to detect its peculiar magnetic poles, which were closer to the planet's equator than it was its rotational poles. And then it observed temperatures as low as negative 353 degrees, making it the coldest planet in our solar system. Then, finally, in August of 1989, Voyager 2 makes its approach to Neptune. Now, this marks not only the first time that Neptune is observed up close, but also the first time a spacecraft visits 4 planets. It also discovers a large, counterclockwise rotating storm on the southern hemisphere, which is then given the name the Great Dark Spot. Then, Voyager 2 is sent off below the plane of planets for its journey to the edge of the solar system. And later that year, its 2 cameras are shut off to conserve power for other instruments to collect data on solar winds and interstellar space. Then, in 1990, from about 4 billion miles away from the Sun, Voyager 1 sends us back images of our solar system. Now this includes images of the majority of the planets in our solar system. Most notably though, one of our Earth, known as the pale blue dot. And this image shows our planet as just a speck inside of a beam of scattered sunlight. Then after that, Voyager 1's cameras are shut off to conserve power for other data collecting instruments. What, you thought that was the end of this mission? No. This is merely Genesis for the Voyager mission. In 2001, Voyager 1 crossed the termination shock into the heliosheath, followed by Voyager 2 in 2004. This is the layer of the bubble that the Sun blows around itself and all of the planets in our solar system. In 2012, Voyager 1 became the first human-made object to reach interstellar space. Now this is the space outside our heliosheath, which is the space between the bubble around our solar system and the matter ejected by the explosions of other stars. Then, in 2018, Voyager 2 also crossed that threshold. Now it's estimated that these spacecraft will have enough power to continue collecting and sending data until the year 2025. Then, they continue on in interstellar space indefinitely. And who knows, maybe one day in our lifetime or our descendants' lifetime, another life form will find that golden record and come give us a visit.
Folder 502 initiated. To those who hear this transmission, please understand we did this to ourselves. Us, humans. We are the program. We are the disaster. This is our end, and life as we know it will never speak the same. If this transmission is received, there is hope. Mold this hope towards change. Let our story guide you into a new transition. Awaiting command. The future sequence will now begin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.